Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Spartan Arms. Today I've got something brand new to share with you. As a matter of fact, it's not even out yet, but you guys are going to be able to get it soon. As you can see, I'm holding a Trijicon box right here, and that's because we have two brand new Trijicon models.
So the two models that just came out are the RMR HD, and then we have a closed emitter version, which is the RCR from Trijicon. So let's get right into it.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off by talking about the Trijicon HD. Now, I got to be honest with you, we got these minutes ago.
Yeah,
so, this is nothing.
We're scrambling to go over this really quickly, so we know exactly what we're talking about here. So
yeah, we're going to try and tell you everything that we know about them so far, and just based off, initial impressions and things like that. So I'm going to hand this to you, talk about the HD a little bit, and what's different from maybe the RMO6 or something like that.
So right out the gate, you can tell the size. I mean, this thing. It's not exactly as big as an SRO.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot bigger than the original.
Yeah, it still has a lot of the same features that I would expect from an RMO6 or something like that, except it does extend out a little bit further, right?
Right, from underneath.
Just similar to an SRO, and that's
so that it actually has a battery on the top now, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's one of the things that I was really hoping eventually they would change, is not having to remove your screws that you've put Loctite on, and undo those, change out the battery, put the new Loctite on, and screw it back down. Now we can get to the battery.
And then you have to re-zero it, and then you have to worry about that little seal at the bottom on whether it's going to be dry rotted or good or bad or whatever the case may be. So that's a really cool feature. Also, did you see the size of these buttons? These buttons are huge.
Yeah, really nice button. Still uses a CR2032 battery, so all the standard batteries you can find at the grocery store, anywhere else. So that's cool.
And then,
it's
I mean, that's cool. You got your little.
It's got a little like an indexing notch in the center that's just going to help you kind of initialize your aim. So that's really cool. That little notch at the top there.
And then we have a couple of options also with the reticle. The reticle actually is a circle dot configuration in a 1 MOA or a 3.25 MOA. You can switch back and forth from just the circle to the dot or back and forth.
Yeah, so a lot more options, a lot more options, which I like a lot. And a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are going to like it too. You want that CCW type dot, you're going to want that bigger 3.25 MOA dot. And then if you want something for precision, maybe your competition shooter, you're going to dial it down to that 1 MOA, and that's going to be perfect.
There's a lot of things on here that we've all been asking for quite a while, and Trijicon listened.
Yeah, you can tell it's a very user feedback
it is.
optic, which is nice.
So one cool thing we didn't talk about yet is the auto dimming feature. Now the auto dimming feature in this, instead of it being kind of hidden and hard to see and not pick up the light well, it's right in front. So so whatever you're aimed at, it is going to bring that light in and tell it exactly how much much the brightness level should be.
How much to adjust it, yeah. I mean, so here's the thing, with other optics, right, I've carried multiple times with optics, and one of the problems that I have is where the light sensor is. So sometimes it's at the top, sometimes it's actually at the side, and so even your thumb can cover that sensor. And so having it in the front means it's going to make that adjustment to whoever's standing out there. So if I'm in a dark area, I might be under shade, and my target is out in the bright sunlight, that's where the sensor's pointing.
Correct.
So it's going to be excellent for that. I think they did a really good job.
And there's all these options are really just available through these two buttons.
Yeah.
So it comes with a little cheat sheet in here that is in the box, and with this, it shows you all the quick little, shortcuts is the best way to put it, on how to configure it exactly to your liking. And it looks a little tough to begin with, but realistically,
well, because it's
just two buttons.
Manual and it's auto, and so you have to determine what you want to do with it. So you have several different brightness settings. Not to mention, Trijicon stepped it up a little bit with this one and added more night vision settings. So now there's 3 different night vision modes.
That's right.
So if you are running night vision, you're going to be able to bring it down as dim as you need to. Which is great. I know that with some, it can kind of bloom out even at its lowest setting. So at a very low setting on this, it might work out better. Obviously, we haven't used it yet. We haven't had a chance to actually play with it. But just from these spec sheets and stuff that we have here, I mean, on paper, everything looks great. So we're gonna have 1 MOA adjustments. Nice, easy clicks, 1 MOA, windage and elevation, still easy to access. You can use something, like a little small screwdriver, even a multi-tool to get in there. The buttons are nice and large. And it's got the same ears, the durable ears.
Right, to make sure none of the corners get smacked.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing is, it's only in red for right now. We haven't heard anything about any other colors. Red is what you're getting.
Yeah.
So, I don't see that as a bad thing either.
No, I think, red, it picks up nice and easy. Some people like red, some people like green, but I think that a majority of us can stand behind red. It's just very common. But what are we looking at?
So that's what I was going to get at.
Yeah.
So the one thing everybody wants to know is,
what's it going to cost?
How much is this thing?
Yeah, that was my first question because I want one.
Right. MSRP is about $850. Now that seems a little steep, but really nobody really sells anything at MSRP anyways. So you're probably going to be looking at maybe the high sixes, around $700 is probably what this is going to come in at. Now these won't be out to be able to purchase for quite a while. We're looking at the end of September for that, but
couple months.
It will be released today with showing all the variations. I'm sure there'll be plenty of YouTubers out there shooting it and whatever the case may be. We'll see if we can get one here in the shop, maybe so everybody can come check it out before they get a chance to buy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And but September 30th is the actual ship date for these. All right, last but not least, let's talk about this RCR.
The rugged closed reflex.
Right. So this is their closed emitter that Trijicon is doing.
Yes, you heard that right. A closed emitter Trijicon RMR. That's freaking rad. The RCR.
Right. The mounting plate on this is really cool. We'll show this close up, but you use this little key in here to crank it down on both sides, which is really unique and a great idea. It actually fits on everything that an RMR does, so the same footprint. Also, it doesn't need a plate.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Just like this one right here, no more plate because the battery is going to be located on top, so you don't need that connectivity anymore. On the bottom, you don't have to worry about oil and stuff getting in there just like with that. So yeah, no plate.
So a couple other cool things. This is just a single dot. It's a 3.25 MOA. It is in red.
Yeah.
No other choices other than
Batteries
that.
on top of this one too.
Batteries on top of that one as well.
So that's real nice and easy to change.
Buttons are big. They're very responsive. Now this one doesn't have the same light feature of auto adjustment.
Right. This is manual only.
Manual only.
Yeah.
There is 10 adjustments, however. So those 10 adjustments are really simple. They're really big on there, so you can.
Let me see that.
Not have any issues getting your thumbs on that.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's super clear. The glass is nice and clear. That dot is really crisp. I have an astigmatism, and my astigmatism is pretty bad. I try and correct it with contacts, but it's so bad that even with contacts, sometimes things flare out. And with Trijicon, things have always been pretty good. But this one actually looks really nice.
It looks clean.
It's
when
a
you're
very
looking
nice,
through
clean
it.
red dot. The window looks really good. And it's it's waterproof down to 66 feet. And the thing that I love, like just as a shooter myself, aside from just this cool new product, I like the new closed emitter style of red dot that's come out. And I wish Trijicon, because Trijicon's known for being really tough, right? And so I want the toughest thing that I can get. And so Trijicon was a name that I was kind of looking for in this space right here, because as an offset to maybe a long range scope or even an LPVO, I know that I don't have to worry about snow or dirt or anything getting in there. It's a pretty big advantage having a closed emitter, at times.
Especially, shooting on your side, the amount of dust that comes up. If you have this on a rifle, you're not going to...
Even just out here in the desert. So, I'll lay down, I'll put a mat down in the desert, right? And I'll be shooting, and the dust that comes off is, covers 15, 20 feet because it's like silt out here. And the second that gets inside the emitter on an open red dot, it can cause problems. You got to blow it out or even bring a dusting can with you,
Right.
You don't have to worry about it with this.
I really see this as being really popular. It's got everything that all of us have been asking for, just like the RMR HD.
Yeah. And the fact that it fits in an RMR footprint means, you already got something cut, you spent hundreds of dollars to get your thing cut for an RMR. You don't have to change anything. So that's, I think, a great feature as well. The RMR footprint really has become like the standard.
The housing's made out of aluminum. Mm-hmm. Super solid. You can tell by the construction of it.
Check our cheat sheet. I think it was...
How comfortable it feels. The battery is, again, going to be a 2032 on top. So
Yeah, 7075.
defined.
7075 T6 aluminum. So
Okay.
significantly stronger than your 6061 aluminum, which means that this is, yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough housing.
And the deck height on this is exactly the traditional RMR
Yeah.
that Trijicon has right now. The only difference with the RMR HD is the deck lid on that one is a little bit lower.
Yeah.
This is going to be more traditional with your, you know, your night sights or something that's going to be a little bit taller, whereas your RMR HD, you can run that with traditional sights. So
Yeah.
there are some differences with these two, but for the most part, I mean, we haven't shot it yet, but
yeah.
home run for both.
I mean, this is a standard RMR right here, and we can, I'll roll in some footage so you guys can see these things side by side, but a standard RMR here, here's the RMR HD, and then we also have a comparison to the
Here's the Hollow
RCR.
Sun EPS carry.
Yeah, and what I
there's
can
kind
tell
of
you,
the size differences
just
there.
looking at a difference, the amount of material that's protecting the glass on the Trijicon is significantly thicker.
It's a lot more.
Yeah, I mean it's significantly thicker, meaning that you're going to be able to bump, rack it, do whatever you need to do without having to worry about it breaking on you.
Yeah. So good job, Trijicon.
Yep.
I can't wait till we shoot it though. I mean, that's going to be the real test.
I like the user feedback stuff. You know, I mean, if people have been asking for something for so long, like, you know, give it to us. I don't want to have to wait 2 decades to get something that's now, you know, they've moved on from that technology. This is exactly what I think most people have been asking for, and it's finally here. And I think it's really exciting.
Cool. I mean, I'm excited to sell it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's be honest. I mean,
so we were talking what dates again?
So the ship date we're looking at end of September, possibly beginning of October.
Okay.
The same MSRP is going to be $850 on that, and look for it to sell in the high 6s to low 7s. I'm pretty sure that's about, you know, where most retailers are going to be at with that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's, you know, it's Trijicon money. You're going to spend Trijicon money on a Trijicon product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, especially in the firearms world, I think a lot of times you get what you pay for. You know, I think maybe when it comes to TVs, it might be different, but when it comes to guns, especially when it comes to your optics, right, things that you depend on for your life,
right?
You know, that's where I'm willing to shell out a little bit extra just to make sure I have something that's going to work.
Well, not only that, I mean, yeah, you can move it from gun to gun. You know, the warranty's good. You know, the fit and finish on it is excellent, and they took their time putting this out. There's been little rumors swirling for months and months about this, but finally it's here.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick look at these 2 brand new Trijicon products.
This is Will, and I'm Nathan, and we'll see you at the shop.